Hey, what's up everybody? Good day, good evening, wherever you are in this beautiful, amazing world. Wanted to come back with you with another deep dive video about an amazing opportunity right now that just most people are not aware of. If you're following the content on this channel, you know we are all about creating generational wealth and helping you take advantage of the tools and systems of the new financial system and really figure out what to do to create that financial freedom, whatever that looks like for you. Being able to make where your money is now working for you and being really smart is going to be what sets you apart from having to just work that 9-to-5 grind. So I wanted to take some time to go over a project that I believe is going to really be a project that, or company rather, that is worth watching and that is going to be around for a long while. You know, right now, and I know we talk about this in other videos, and it seems I talk about this a lot, but right now, the overall crypto market cap is $2.5 trillion. Now, we know that it's not going to always be. We know that it's not going to always be $2.5 trillion. It's projected that by the year 2030, the overall crypto market cap is going to be $200 trillion. So, the name of the game and the strategy that I like the best is picking out those companies that are going to be providing tons and tons of value, massive value, trillions of dollars worth of value over the next 5 to 10 years, and getting in and getting as much of those and really holding on to those and just watching them appreciate. I view it really as like a modern day treasure hunt. And so that's why I take this research and take figuring out what products, what projects, what companies rather are going to be around long term, because picking the right ones can mean the difference between, you know, just a normal existence and having literally more wealth than you know what to do with. Money where you can really live that lifestyle, whatever that looks like for you, whether you want just a little bit or you want a lot of wealth, whatever your goals are, you can do that. So finding the right companies to invest in right now is the time. Most of these are not short term. I think people get into crypto and they want just like massive pumps over time, and that's just not how it works most of the time, unless you just get lucky and you get in on a, you know, meme coin pump. So right now, let's dive in to Zenfin, and they've actually they go by XDC network right now. So I wanted to take some time because I know a lot of you watching this channel, you may have heard of them, maybe not. I know most of you are going to be new to crypto, really new to where to go. What should I look at? Where do I start? This is one that I would definitely recommend starting. So we're going to kind of go over what XDC is, why it's important, really what their mission is, what they're trying to go over, who they're headed by, and just to kind of help you understand what the potential is and see that it's not just some other random company. Really, the goal is to give you confidence so that you know what you own and hold, and you have the confidence to hold it over the next 3, 4, 5 years. That's the time frame really that it's going to take for a lot of these utility type companies to take root, really rather, and really get that massive enterprise level adoption. A lot of these that are building the new infrastructure, the new systems of the new financial system, you're not going to see these people day to day. You know, their customers are very large corporations and banks, and so XDC Network is one of those companies that really, they have a very unique solution. So really, what market are they going after? They are going after global enterprise and trade organizations. So that's actually estimated to be between a $15 to $19 trillion global market. So what that means is they work with all kinds of different creditors, suppliers, shipping companies, anybody that's involved in global finance or global trade. They help make that easy, and so they've partnered with a lot of different companies. So right now we'll just kind of dig into what they are. So they've actually been, the XDC Network has selected as the first blockchain company to join the Global Trade Finance Distribution Initiative. So just so you kind of have an idea of what the TFD Initiative is, they are a very large, very powerful international trade organization. So you can see right here the TFD Initiative, some of their members here. The TFD Initiative is a partner of the International Trade and Forfeiting Association. So you can see some other members of the TFD Initiative are major global financial institutions. So these are major powers here. These are major players in the world here. Some of these you may have recognized: AIG, Banco de Brazil, Commonwealth Bank of Australia, Dutch Bank, HSBC, they're one of the largest banks in the world, ING, Lloyds Bank in London. Huge names. These are huge names. You see Standard Bank, Standard Charter. You see these companies, Trade Tech. These are very well-to-do, very influential companies. And so XinFin, XDC, has actually been the first blockchain company to join this. So why this is important is because essentially XDC is it's a first of its kind public-private hybrid blockchain. Why that's important is because a lot of these global corporations, they need some privacy, they need some security. So public, open networks and things like Ethereum and Bitcoin just don't offer the privacy that these large multi-billion-dollar companies need. And so you can see right here in welcoming XDC network, Castroman. Let me just back up. XDC network was selected to join the TFD initiative by fintech veteran Andre Castroman, whose impressive track record includes 20 years at Swift, leading various technology innovations in interbank payments, corporate treasury, and trade finance. So you can just see, this is just massive right here. In welcoming the XDC network, Castroman, who is also chair of the FinTech Committee at International Trade and Forfeiting Association, said, TFD Initiative provides the most comprehensive set of trade distribution capabilities. We welcome XinFin XDC network to the initiative as this enables us to bridge the $19 trillion trade finance asset class with any type of funder through tokenization and digital assets. That's huge. They are being able to connect $19 trillion worth of liquidity. That is a very large amount of capital. So just you kind of have an idea of what that means, and just to dig a little bit further, XinFin, another very large blockchain that they are a part of, is the Corda Blockchain. And it's important for you to understand what Corda is, because this is essentially an internal private blockchain for them, Corda R3. Corda R3 is basically a global consortium of over 200 banks. I'll show you right here kind of what and who they are and what they recognize. I'm sorry, who they're partnered with. These are some of the partners with the Corda blockchain, the Corda network, which would be R3. You see some of these companies here, very large companies. These are companies that don't get into bed with somebody unless they mean business and unless they're going to be around long term. Microsoft, Intel, these are very major players. So XinFin's blockchain is actually, the reason it's super important is because it will actually allows these companies to compliantly and securely and privately move information and settle transactions. So they are very advanced. They're very well positioned in this space to be able to take advantage of that. So they've also, XinFin too, another reason they're going to be around for a while is the XDC becomes the leading token of value on the Corda network thanks to the Dazzle crypto bridge. So this Dazzle crypto bridge allows for different types of transactions and different types of securities and bonds to be traded and interacted over distributed ledger technology. So you can see right here, different types of bonds and equities can be transferred across the ledger, and it allows vast tokenization of this. So just this, think of it as of liquidity being able to more quickly move across between enterprises. And the leadership is very important to understand for something like this. Andre Castroman, you see right here, he is essentially a 20-year veteran of Swift. Swift is a messaging service that a lot of central banks use to transfer money. But it's very slow and it costs a lot of money. So So Andre Castroman worked there, so he's very familiar with the policies, very familiar with privacy concerns, regulation, and so really brings that experience leading various technology innovations in interbank payments, corporate treasury, and trade finance. During that time, he established an institutional partnership between SWIFT and the International Chamber of Commerce and created the first digital trade settlement instrument. So you see, he's just a super well-connected person and just has a lot of backing, a lot of experience to this space. So it's a really interesting project. They're really doing something. They're doing something that not any other companies are able to do. Just the fact that having the partnership with R3 Corda and these massive enterprise level blockchains. R3 is just, they are huge. And so being partnered with a lot of this, I like to see very lasting, very deep partnerships. And that is going to allow us to know that a company like this is going to be around. And what's interesting is that you can see right now, just their overall market cap is just a little over $1 billion. So this is just really small. For it to be at 9 cents right now, this is massive opportunity. So this is one of these projects where just due to their partnerships, due to over the 200 members of R3 Corda, due to them being the chosen leading token of value on the Corda network, for them just being part of that and being the blockchain that's joined the TFD Initiative, which is $19 trillion globally. The opportunity here is $1 billion market cap. In the future, this could get to a $500 billion, $1 trillion, $2-3 trillion market cap. And so you can see right here, I got some projections. If we just get to on the low end, if we get to Solana's market cap. Now Solana's a different application. They're really going after a different type of niche than what Zenfin XDC network would be going after. But we can compare it market cap size. Solana's market cap 56 billion versus XDC, right at 1.1 billion. If we had that market cap, we would go from 9 cents to $4.63, an upside of 50x from the current position. So that's very reasonable to think that over the next several years, on a bare minimum, that as more and more money flows into the space, as more and more money flows into the tokens and the companies that are regulatory compliant, that's what's going to be important to realize, is that this XDC is ISO 20022 compliant as well, which is essentially a new type of messaging standard that the Federal Reserve and different central banks are moving to adopt. So a lot of these cryptos, if you're not ISO 20022 compliant, you're not going to last. And so looking for those companies such as Zenfin that are already compliant allows us to make these estimates where we're like, well, in the future, if let's say by the year 2025 we're at a 15, 20, 50 trillion dollar market cap, is it reasonable to think that at one point we could be worth 100 billion? At $100 billion in the future, that would put us at $8.17. So if you get a good position here at 9 cents and you hold for a few years, the upside is massive. I think if the overall global trade finance is $19 trillion and XDC captures just $1 trillion of that, within 5 years from now, that puts us at $81 from where we're at right now. That's massive. You could turn a few thousand, $10,000 into $1 million. This is one of those projects where it's worth really digging into. It's worth looking into because of all of the partnerships, because of the connections, and because of the massive upside. This is one of those things where the market that they're going after is just too large. It's too ripe for the picking. The systems that they use now are just they're slow. The systems that a lot of these global trade companies and different suppliers use. Is just they're behind the times. And so a company like XDC, which is a hybrid public-private blockchain, it allows the ease and the openness of a public blockchain, but it also is private too. So enterprises are very motivated to use it. And to be honest, we want to get in on projects that enterprises are going to want to get in. Enterprise is what will drive that adoption to the next level, that makes something like this a worthwhile investment. So I wanted to just kind of keep it very brief. I know we can get really very down in the detail, down in the weeds rather, and things like this, but I wanted to keep it really brief here just to give you some jumping off points. I encourage you to look more into what R3 Corda is, look more into the TFD Initiative, look up some of the partnerships. You can see for yourself. These are massive banks. These are massive corporations that exist. And so I follow the money. I follow where these people are connecting. We follow where and what they do, where they're putting their money, where and what they're doing, what they're building. And it's massive. The interoperability between what XDC will allow and all of this money to start flowing in, that is the opportunity. So if you like this video, leave a like, definitely leave a comment. It helps the algorithm, and we'll be doing more of these videos. So if you like this kind of information and you're new to crypto and you want some more help and you want some ideas, really where to start, what to look at, then definitely be sure to subscribe to the channel. We'll be continuing to put more of these out, and hope you enjoy this, and we'll see you in the next one.